Good afternoon guys, I'm coming to you here from Khon, Thailand. Again, I'm living in the Isan region, northeast, hence my new series. Isan Unseen Thailand. Check it out if you're coming to Thailand anytime soon and you want to get off the main tourist paths. Might be some good ideas for you there to check out. So in this video I want to share with you some tips, some safety tips that I've learned myself through my own experience in Thailand. So right now I've got 12 tips for you to help keep yourself safe when you visit to Thailand. Hope you enjoy. If you enjoy the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the bell button below. It really helps me to do more videos. There will be a lot more videos like this in the future, and let's get cracking. So more about myself. I've been living here in Thailand for almost 3 years now, on and off. I've not actually had any major issues yet living here. Fingers crossed, I've been quite lucky so far. The only real issues I've had is, a few cases of food poisoning, which is, really common over here, even with the locals. And of course, a few near-death experiences on the Thai roads, which are infamous for accidents. They're pretty horrendous drivers here, so if you do want to drive here, watch out. Make sure you have correct travel insurance as well. I cannot emphasize that enough. Anyway, let's crack on with the next 12 tips. So there's only really two things that really actually quite scare me in Thailand. Number one, that is the roads here in Thailand, driving on them or even being a passenger. And secondly, the wild dogs. Okay, let's start with number one. Okay, so if you are coming to Thailand and you do want to rent a motorcycle or rent a car and drive around, please make sure you have the correct travel insurance, which will cover you for any accidents or any mishaps. Secondly, make sure you have the correct license. In my particular city, Khon, you have checkpoints all the time from the police, and the police are checking licenses. If you don't have the correct license, or if you don't have any license, you're probably looking at paying quite a hefty fine, and you don't want to do that. It'll ruin your holiday. Okay, number two, which I mentioned, was the wild dogs. There was some research earlier on this year, and they discovered in Thailand around just about half of the wild dogs actually have the rabies virus. Of course, as you probably know, this is a horrible virus, and should you be bitten by a rabid dog, it's not going to look good for you. So again, have the correct travel insurance. If you do get bitten by a dog, simply go to the nearest hospital and you get a shot. Best advice is stay away from dogs. One of my friends actually tried to help a dog out from under the car, and just a small dog, I think it was a puppy I believe, tried to help the dog bit him on the chin. So of course he went straight to the hospital, had a rabies jab, because obviously you don't know if they have rabies or not. So keep away from dogs. Even if you think they're really cute or in desperate need, keep away. Especially at night time. Now in the daytime, the dogs are normally quite docile. However, at night time, because obviously the weather's cooled down, they're more excited and they're quite aggressive. So many times I've been chased on my bicycle or on my motorcycle even by packs of dogs, or if I was walking along at night time, it's quite intimidating sometimes. So continuing the topic of animals, of course Thailand or Southeast Asia has a huge amount of mosquitoes. Now these mosquitoes are pretty horrible. There's a lot of cases of dengue fever at the moment in Southeast Asia, a lot in Thailand of course as well, even in the metropolitan city Bangkok. So you have to be really careful with this. Mosquitoes, what I do, I cover myself up at night. I go out in trousers, I don't wear shorts. And if you are going to wear shorts, of course, get some mosquito spray, use it. And if you go out to eat, most of the restaurants will have some mosquito repellent of some sort, so ask them to borrow that if you can. So this is an interesting tip. Avoid confrontation with the local Thai people. I did read a case about a month ago or so, when a group of tourists had an altercation with a group of Thai men, and of course there was some fighting involved, and one man, an outsider, a British man, jumped in to try and stop the fight. In the end, he was the real victim. He got beaten to a pulp by the Thai guys. He ended up getting hospitalized, and simply the Thai men said that he shouldn't have intervened, he should have stayed out of this, it wasn't anything to do with him, and so they beat him up to teach him a lesson, saying that he should stay out of their affairs. So again, if you see anything happening, whether it's with a group of guys fighting or a group of girls fighting or whatever else, my personal opinion, stay out of it. There have been many cases when you might be in a touristy area and someone might try and scam you. I've been living here for a couple of years, so I know prices that I should pay. For example, I know that a taxi shouldn't cost me 500 baht in Bangkok. I know Bangkok taxis should be using meters. I know most of them don't. Instead of me picking a fight with a taxi in Bangkok saying put on the meter or else, I simply just get out the car and walk away. Generally speaking, I normally find in Bangkok, maybe the third or fourth attempt of finding a taxi, they will normally charge a meter. So yeah, don't encourage it. Please do not encourage these taxi drivers to not use their meters. The more tourists who continue to not ask for the meter and are happy to have the top of the head prices, you can encourage these taxi drivers to keep on scamming other tourists. It's not cool, it's really annoying for us as well. So just please emphasize the meter. If they don't use meter, get out, that's it. So another obvious tip is be aware of your visa. So when you come to Thailand, I'm a British citizen, so I can only talk about British citizens or the other nationalities which have the same sort of system as me. I fly in and I get 30 days, and they stamp in my passport Bangkok or wherever I landed and the date that I must be out. Make sure you know that date. Do not overstay after that date. If you overstay, you will end up paying 500 baht each day after that stay. After 90 days, so if you overstay by 90 days, you'll have a much bigger fine, of course, because 500 each day. And after 90 days, Thailand can actually put you on the blacklist and ban you from re-entering Thailand for I think up to 1 or 3 years or something. Again, not worth it. Just be aware of your visa. Sadly, I made this mistake. I got a tourist visa, a 60-day visa, and I kept looking at instead of looking at the stamp, I was looking at the sticker in my passport and realised, okay, I've 3 days overstay, so I actually had to get out of Thailand. And I had to go to Laos, got the bus to Laos, and I paid 1,500 baht overstay, which was annoying and unnecessary for me because I should have known better, and just a waste of money for me. But there you go. You live and learn, right? Live and learn. In Thailand, it is the law that all foreigners must carry their passports with them everywhere at all times. Now you don't strictly have to do that. Leave your passport in a safe place. If you're in a hotel, leave it in a locked safe, or wherever you think is safe. So I actually just walk around with I have a picture of my passport and my current visa on my phone, and you can also take photocopies of it as well, so should you ever come across the police or the checks or whatever, you have that information there. They can look at your phone, they can look at your passport copy. That's good enough. So earlier on I mentioned about driving in Thailand. I really would not recommend that you drive in Thailand if you don't have any experience. I see and I've heard a lot of stories about tourists who come here, rent a motorcycle, drive around Thailand, but they've actually never used a motorcycle before. An accident, and they have to pay a lot of money to fix the bike, or pay, if they've injured someone, they have to pay money for that, or if they injured themselves, they go to hospital, pay more money for that. If you're not confident on bikes or cars or driving, just stay away. It's Thailand, it's pretty cheap. I rented a taxi from Bangkok to Pattaya, which is about an hour and a half away. I only paid 2,000 baht, it's about £45. So cheap, and I don't have to worry so much. That being said, if you are taking public transport, be very careful of the minivans. If you ask a Thai person, most Thai people will tell you the same thing. don't use minivans, particularly at night time. It's very dangerous at night time. The drivers are probably lacking sleep, or they're boosted up on energy drinks, Red Bulls or what have you, or the Thai version, and they drive incredibly fast and very dangerously. I've been in a couple of minivans, and I generally do fear for my life at times. And you see in the news a lot living here, lots of minivan crashes. There's one case in Chonburi in which the driver had done 2 or 3 trips, so lost control of the van crashed and exploded, and everyone died in the van, sadly. So I think it was like 17 deaths. So yeah, if you do travel in the daytime if you can. That's my general rule of things. I try and travel by day. So again, travel insurance is so important. I have travel insurance. I go through a company, British company called Trail Finders. Really good, really easy to get started with. And luckily I've not had to use it yet, thank God. But it's there if I need it. And if anything does occur, I have that to protect me, and I don't need to use my own, funds. When you're traveling around Thailand, of course you're going to have lots of money on you. Although actually Thailand is very safe. Like I said before, I've not had any issues. I don't think I've even had anything stolen from me actually since I've been here. But you never know, it could happen to you, you don't know. So I'd strongly suggest that you keep your money in different places on your person. Maybe keep some in your bag, maybe some in your sock for emergencies, or wherever else you think might be a safe keeping. Finally, street food, as you know and you're well aware, Thailand is really infamous for its fantastic street food. My advice to you, which is a general rule I try and follow, is you want to avoid food poisoning, of course. You don't know how long the food has been there for. You don't know if the vendor has been there all day and their meat has been in the sun all day. You don't know anything. So I suggest the food you get, make sure you're watching it being cooked right in front of you. So it's cooked freshly, all the bacteria will be dead, all being well, and you should have a good, fresh and tasty street food meal, and hopefully avoid all the possibilities of food poisoning. So that's a good tip. So those were my 12 safety tips for helping to keep you safe in Thailand. I hope you enjoyed it. If you found it useful, please give me a thumbs up. I'll be really interested if you have been to Thailand and if you have any more other safety tips you'd like to include, please comment below. I'll be really interested to see what you come up with. If there's a lot of responses, I may well do another video and introduce those new tips on a second video. If it's helped you, please give me a thumbs up. All really helps me, and see you in the next one. Adios.